Hi there, welcome to the 14-minute webinar series. Today's session is about inventory replenishment, and we'll cover some key problems that most inventory businesses experience, and we'll give you a quick high-level overview of the software, after which you can make some decisions. The webinar itself is a listen-only webinar, but you can use the chat buttons in your toolbar, so please feel free to use that as well. In the event you don't know anything about inventory replenishment from Plus Software, it's downloadable software from our website. It connects to your accounting database, and using the attached SQL scripts produces a suggested order based on your history, and you can customize that SQL script to your exact restocking needs. So pretty nifty software. The key problems that IR solves is how do you know as a business what to order and when to order it? And then how do you avoid having too much of your hard-earned money tied up capital-wise in inventory? Or how do you avoid having too little, in other words, leading to stock outages? So before I show you the software, it's good to have some context on how it actually works. As I mentioned, partners and customers download the software from the website, connect the accounting database, and instantly from there, inventory replenishment starts to trawl through your existing information. So it reviews what's in stock right now. It works out the demand on existing sales orders. It looks at what's coming in on purchase orders. It analyzes the minimum and maximum stock holding, and it looks at what we call the economic batch quantity, or also called the optimal batch quantity as well. And then it looks at lead time based on daily usage and a few other areas. And if you're using jobs or the job costing side, with depending on the vendor, it'll look at the one job quotes as well. So pretty amazing that it does all of that without you, the customer, you, the partner, having to do anything. From there, it then produces, it being inventory replenishment, it produces a suggested order. You can amend that order, and once you've done that, you click on the Create Save Purchase Order. Inventory replenishment saves that order to a file, to a folder, and that gets automatically imported into the accounting system. And again, that happens in the background. So that is the context around that. The current inventory replenishment version, although it's been designed to cater for all SQL accounting products, it currently only works with Sage 100, 200 and Cybus Vision as such. Okay, that's a little bit of context. Let's push across into the software itself. I'm pretty sure we have it there. Yep, there we are. So again, as I mentioned, when you download and connect the database, it will open up with a fairly useful dashboard. And I say fairly useful because it only has one dashboard, whereas Snapshot, which is the other Plus Software product that you can download from a website, has about 15 inventory specific dashboards. In this case, you'll be able to see immediately your top 10 products in danger of running out of stock. And of course, you can sort all of those, etc. You can see the value of your stock, bearing in mind that if you're in Euro, this will be Euro, or ZAR, or of course New Zealand dollars, stock holding by location, and your top 10 overstocked products. So that is what we call the opening dashboard. Once you've had a look at that, invariably in the initial setup, if I click on settings here, I won't go into too much detail here, because once this is set up, you probably won't go much into the settings tab. But here's where the magic happens under the grid view queries. So what this grid view shows you, it shows you the job, manufacturing, and stock SQL queries, or the scripts that are included. So when you download and install inventory replenishment, you will order the SQL scripts, and you will run the SQL scripts, and it'll produce those scripts here. So if I open that script there, here's what the SQL script looks like, and that particular script is completely customizable, either in-house or if you need to, you can use, and we suggest you use your partner there as well. So bearing in mind where you see product ID, product code, product description, supply code, etc., those are the column headings, and I'll show you that in this replenishment section there. So as I mentioned, that's where the magic happens. Good stuff. Let's have a look at the replenishment tab itself. So I've just clicked on that, and there are 3 tabs here depending on your vendor functionality. There's the job replenishment, there is the manufacturing replenishment, and the stock replenishment side as well. You'll note immediately a vast batch of green. That's because once you've run the SQL script, inventory replenishment, if you remember from my context understanding at the beginning, it will automatically produce a suggested order. Can you see on the right hand side there's a suggested order? Well, these suggested orders are produced as a result of the script that is included. So we'll come back to that shortly. Now, the process for processing a suggested order is much the same for jobs, for manufacturing, and stock. So I'll only really focus on the stock replenishment now, and I'll take you through it. Just before we do, I'll just quickly look at some of the functionality. These are column headings, and do you remember where I pointed out in the grid view here these particular column headings? Those relate to these column headings here. So of course you can see immediately you can have any column headings within your grid, and by right clicking I can add or take away columns, so the user can get an exact understanding of how they want to work with inventory replenishment. So of course you've got the suggested order, but most companies wouldn't now immediately click on the replenishment side and click the create save purchase order. They might want to further filter down, and you can filter down on any of these groups. So you might want to filter down by, I don't know, accessories. There's no green orders there, or by bicycle parts. There's some there immediately. Alternatively, you might want to place an order by location. So let's go look at New South Wales. Let's look at South Australia. And so you decide how you want to place the particular orders. You can also view the demand and the supply against the inventory items. So demand is the quantity on sales orders. So you can see there's quantity on sales orders there, this particular order, hot water, or this product description. If I right click on that, I click on inquiry, and I can see the quantity on sales order. Of course, there's a few, it would so show it. Alternatively, I can view the supply, in other words, what's on the purchase orders, and you can see down here we have Pine is the product code. Right clicking on that, and I can see under supply the purchase orders. So you have that functionality included as well. Okay, so once you've done all that, and bearing in mind you can customize the scripts to exactly your particular business, you're ready to process this order. So anything in green is ready for a saved purchase order, but I might want to just change that particular purchase order. I can just go in there and say, actually, we only want 200,000 of those, and change that order, and I'm all ready, and I create the saved purchase order. Now, depending on jobs, manufacturing, and stock, there are various other functionality items here as well. In this case, you might want to choose to split the order by location or warehouse, and you decide that, and then you click on generate. I won't actually do that right now because it'll go through the process of saving the file, etc., and you can understand that's not needed right now. So that would be the process for a suggested order on stock replenishment or inventory replenishment. And as I mentioned, you click on that, it saves it to a file and auto imports it using either the data automator from Plus Software or the software development kit from Sage. Easy peasy. On the manufacturing, much the same process, except I create a manufacturer record. Manufacturing is also called assembly, depending on the vendor. I click on that, and then I have the ability to have further choices around a manufacturer issue or manufacturer order, and I can choose to split the records up by sales orders and so on. And then on the job replenishment, same process. I can create a job order and choose to split it up by jobs as well. So that in a nutshell is the simplicity and the complexity of inventory replenishment from Plus software. You've got some other functionality. You can export the data, you can refresh the data from the accounting software, and you can save the data or load previously saved grids and so on and so on. Right, let's head back to our little summary and tidy up. So, remembering, partners and customers can download the inventory replenishment from the Plus Soft Solutions website. Once they do that, they connect the accounting database. They order the SQL script. It's completely integrated, and the SQL script can be completely customizable, and it's completely transparent. So you can see what makes up the suggested order. If you like what you've seen, you can order a 14-day test drive. There's nothing for you to do. You can simply play with it for 14 days. We do suggest you get your partner to help set it up. There's no upfront software cost if you decide to progress thereafter. Have a look at the pricing screen on our website. You can see the different pricing as per your country. And that particular monthly fee, you can cancel anytime. So there's very little risk as such. So from here, I see no questions have come through. That's perfectly acceptable. But you can take action. You can ask for more information. You can certainly order a one-on-one demo if you'd like to see it in a little bit more detail with a live person. Of course, I'm live, but you know what I mean. And you can alternatively order a test drive where you just say, this looks good for me. I'm going to order the test drive. If so, then let me know and we will send you instructions. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for your time here today. Please look out for our next webinar, and there are a few more webinars as well on our Plus Soft Solutions website. Thank you so much. My name is Peter Whaley. I wish you well.